Did you know that the TV series Roots was based on a myth and that Africans weren't that innocent? Listen to this.
Contrary to the myths to live by, created by Alex Haley and others, Africans were by no means the innocents portrayed in Roots, baffled as to why white men were coming in and taking their people away in chains. On the contrary, the region of West Africa from which Kunta Kinte supposedly came was one of the great slave trading regions of the continent, before, during, and after the white man arrived. It was Africans who enslaved their fellow Africans, selling some of these slaves to Europeans or to Arabs and keeping others for themselves.
The region where Kunta Kinte came from was one of the great slave trading regions of the continent. So many Africans were enslaved by other Africans and were sold to the Arabs in the north and to white people on the coasts. This slave trade happened before, during and after the white man came to the shores of Africa. This shows us that myths that are created by certain people can have long consequences, because people actually believe that the white man came to Africa, went inland, took people, brought them to the boats and brought them to America. What actually happened was that Africans already enslaved other Africans, sold them from the 8th century to the Arabs, and 700 years later the white man came to the shores of Africa and black people sold their own people to the white man, who transported them to the Americas. So many people grew up with the notion that Roots gave us, that the innocent Africans were brutalized by white Europeans, those slavers, and they abducted black people and they brought them over to the Americas. While the truth is saying something else. Black Africans enslaved other black Africans just as white Europeans enslaved other white Europeans, as Chinese people did to other Chinese, as Muslims did and enslaved anyone they could get their hands on. Alex Haley sold a lie and still has consequences.